Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to this AFK Journey video. So one of the most commonly asked questions on stream for the Tallinn stream itself was which Celestial or Hypogean unit should I go for within the Glorious Selection chest. So in case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, the Glorious Selection chest can be found under your Growth Trials quest over here. So once you reach AFK stage 1125 in the pre-season, which is the final stage, you will unlock this chest, which will allow you to select from one of the following units: Tallinn, Freyasto, Reina, Dino, Scalita, as well as Barrel. So right here, I'm going to claim the box, right click on it, and let us move on to the inventory. And this is how the chest looks like within your inventory. So before you guys choose the units, I'll just briefly introduce each unit and talk about which tier they need to be at in order for you to see at least 80% of their power, or a sneak peek of their true power. At the same time, I'll also talk about what are the units which I think free-to-play players should be more focused on, which units are more wheel-centric, they are more for the PvP side of things, so you guys can make a sounder decision. So let's start with the very first unit, which is our dear Tallinn, which was just released. So this unit right now, I've seen people using her at Legend Plus, as well as Mythic Plus to great success, because before her EX weapon, she's already an amazing damage dealer. So she will fulfill her role as a damage dealer before her EX weapon. So you can definitely use her anything before M plus. M and M plus is Mythic and Mythic Plus. For those of you guys who do not know, those are the tier. Mythic Plus is the tier where you unlock EX weapon. So for Tallinn's case, right, she doesn't necessarily need her EX weapon to be a good unit. She will be an amazing damage dealer simply at just L plus, because her hero focus gives her a massive boost in attack, which just synergizes really well in her kit. Obviously, having more stats is going to make her a lot better, a lot stronger, a lot tankier, and hit a lot harder. But if you're somebody who is satisfied with keeping her at a lower tier just to see a glimpse of her abilities and what she can do as a mage damage dealer, then she is quite an okay investment just at L+. If you can get her to the Mythic Plus, subsequently even the Supreme Plus tier, she will be a tad bit better. In fact, I'll say a lot better in being a support unit, right? Because Pyre of Renewal is going to be a very powerful support skill, which allows your tank, your frontliner, or whichever unit you want to protect to have this additional way to heal themselves, deal damage, and even revive if you can push her EX weapon to a really high tier. So generally, Tallinn, I'll say, is quite an okay choice, but obviously it will be preferable if you can get her to the Legendary Plus for this very powerful attack boosting ability. So that's for Tallinn's case. Next, I'm going to talk about the two Whales toys. So these are definitely Whales play toy, because these units, they are not very versatile. Like Tallinn is a unit that's versatile because you can see use for her in various game modes. You can use her in PvP, you can use her in PvE, you can use her in Dream Realm. I think generally she will fare decently well in the different game modes. And for these two units, which I'm going to talk about, Dino as well as Barrel, these two units, on the contrast, they are relatively inflexible. In a sense, Barrel as well as Dino, they are more PvP centric. Barrel does have a Zoo team in the Florabelle team combo, but then again, you don't actually need Barrel to make Zoo team work. Although having him will make your general Zoo experience a lot better, but Zoo team is by no means the meta pushing team. So Barrel is definitely more PvP centric. And at the same time, for both Barrel as well as Dino, you will need their EX weapon to function. This is where Dino's massive damage kicks in. This is where this true damage to all enemy kicks in like a truck. And Barrel's silhouette summoning ability is just simply annoying, right? This ability is very, very disruptive. It deals with single target heroes really well as well, and generally makes Barrel this very annoying assassin unit on the battlefield. So these two units, they are more late game centric. They will need a very high tier minimally Supreme Plus to work, and you will require a lot of investment in them in order for them to have stats, in order for them to be this mega powerhouse in the late game for PvP purposes. So that's for Dino and Barrel. So next, let's talk about the cheapest unit in the bunch, which is Reina. So Reina, similar to Tallinn, is also pretty usable even before Mythic Plus. However, one of Reina's main kick and why people often recommend free-to-play players to go for him is because at the M plus tier, this unit has this Tune Art ability, which increases damage taken on the enemies by 25%. So this ability is widely used on all the different Dream Realm bosses, pre-season as well as during Song of Strife season itself. So if you want to have a chance to get better rewards, if you want to have a competitive edge in Dream Realm, Reyna is definitely a must. However, even if you don't care about Dream Realm itself, Reyna is also an excellent arena unit because he basically switches out of position targets and put your team in a much favorable position when the battle starts. So Reyna is a very good offensive unit in arena, less so on the defensive side, but generally a very good overall unit for free-to-play players. So that's why most people, when you ask them, which unit should I go for first for M+, they will say it's Reyna because he's pretty flexible. You can use him in PvE, right? Swap your semi-tank in, use the semi-tank as a tank in the Iron teams. You can also swap in units with the Enlightening spell so that they don't get swapped, but you still get the buffs on them. And at the same time, you will need this unit for Dream Realm purposes, pre-season, during season itself. So very, very good unit overall for people with a low budget or people who are free to play in general. So that's for Reyna's case. Next up, we finish up the Hypogean list with the strongest tank in the game, Freyasto. So before I start talking about this unit, right, as Supreme Plus is amazing, right? With the EX weapon 15, there's just a lot of potential, a lot of possibility in the late game with this unit. However, right, this unit compared to the other units will definitely require more tiers, will definitely require you to push him to a higher tier in order to be overall useful or overall more useful, because he is a frontliner unit. He needs to soak damage. He needs the defensive stats. Unlike the likes of Reyna or Talin, where they can stay on the back line to do damage or support the team, right? Freyasto has to walk up, right? His illusion has to walk up, take damage for the team. So obviously, if you're using him at the base tier, he is not going to tank very well. So if you are free to play and you already have Danny or even Torrent as Supreme Plus and you don't intend to put your investment into another tank, this unit is keepable for you, right? But from somebody who has been using him for deficit pushing for AFK stage, he will make your life a lot easier. And at the same time, for the endless Dream Realm teams, he's pretty much in every single meta team. For his damage reduction, for his energy recovery, for his ability to just soak up damage, as well as his damage over time of the third skill. Very, very powerful late game character, but a character that requires a lot of investment, right? So that's the issue with him. You will need him to be a Supreme Plus. Can you make him work at M+? Can you make him work at Legendary Plus? Yes. But the thing is, if you only have him at Legendary Plus or Mythic Plus, then he'll die more easily. So you won't feel like his power, you don't feel his tankiness because he doesn't even have the stats to hold the front line. So that is what I'm trying to say for this unit. Very, very good unit, but requires quite a bit of investment to fully see his potential. And with that, we go on to the last unit, which people ask a lot. This unit is going to be the counter to Talin's Infinite Heal. But at the same time, this unit is also a unit which requires quite a bit of investment in order to maximize her abilities, right? Number one, Scarlita is more of a semi-carry / support than a main carry character. So you will need to be able to make a very decent team before she's able to fully charge up her skill for her to become the carry character that you want her to be. And the way she carries is not through massive damage. The way she carries is just using her ultimate, hitting as many targets as possible, stunning them, and then, right, you will need the EX weapon at least level 10, which is EX weapon level 3, to insta-kill the enemy. So that is his power. His insta-kill is not killing the enemy. His insta-kill is sending them out of the battlefield, which counters a lot of the different revival skill, like obviously Talin's revive, like Torrent's revive, like Neru's invincibility, like Brutus invincibility, because she doesn't kill them. So even if you're invincible, if you get sent out of the battlefield, it doesn't matter. So that's why this skill is insanely powerful. And this unit is super duper late game-ish because yes, she does have a decently good Heart of Unity seasonal skill, but she's a warrior unit, so she's also going to run in the front line. If she doesn't have a lot of stats, the moment she comes down, if she uses her ultimate and she doesn't kill anyone, she might just die, right? Even before she uses her skill, she might also just die. So you need quite a bit of stats for her. And at the same time, she has one of the most powerful S plus skill, Supreme plus skill, Enhanced Force skill, whatever you call it over here, which gives 50% of her physical and magical defense to one ally that is low on HP. So this effectively protects them because her shield is basically additional HP, right? And then she's going to buff them so they're going to take less damage, and your ally on the ground before she descends is going to survive better and then hold enough so that she can charge up her second skill and then become this massive insta killer that she wants to be. So Scarlita, also very powerful, similar to Fresto. Both of them are very, I'll say, resource heavy characters, because if they are at very low stats, they might not be as powerful as you see them in the various high level videos, because they really need the stats to function. They really need the stats to shine. So that's for Scarlita as well as Fresto. Okay, so back to the question, which unit to go for from this chest. So if you already have an M plus Reina for Dream Realm, you can easily choose every other unit in this list. But to be more specific, I'll say for most people, it will be between Talin, Fresto, as well as Scarlita. Right, Dino as well as Barrel is more whalish by nature. So if you're a whale and you're watching my video and you want a really strong arena unit, then it will be Dino and Barrel. But I'll say Scarlita will be the generally more versatile unit, because Scarlita is strong in arena as well, like almost as strong, if not stronger than Dino as a standalone unit. Like Dino is strong, but you need some team synergy for him to work. But for Scarlita's case, you can slap her on almost every team and she will still do her job decently well. So she's quite flexible. But if you want like general PvE progression for Dream Realm, as well as PvE pushing, as well as maybe future PvE contents, then I think Fresto is the better unit. If you want to talk about PvP, right, if you want to talk about some niche roles such as killing some of the strongest units in the game, killing Talin with the insta-kill ability, then focusing on Scarlita will be a decent choice as well. As for the Talin case, I also think she's quite powerful. So between Talin, Fresto, as well as Scarlita, generally the idea would be depending on what you are lacking. Are you lacking a very powerful damage dealer? If you are lacking a very powerful AoE damage dealer, to be more specific, then I think Talin is quite powerful there. He will fill that void. If you need a very powerful frontliner to just soak up damage, or you want to have a very meta frontliner for Dream Realm, Fresto is the one to go. If you want to go insta-killing people in arena, if you want to send people into the Shadow Realm, or if you want to counter Talin with the insta-kill ability, insta-gip, it's not even insta-kill because you don't even kill them, you gip them out of the battlefield. So Scarlita will be your choice to go to. So that's just my TLDR for each separate unit. I'll say make the choice based on what your account needs, as well as what's your final goal in this game. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do remember to like and subscribe in order to see more, and I'll see you guys again in my next AFK Journey video. Bye guys.